What's going on, guys? Welcome in the Minnesota Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Seatman, and on today's show, we're going to be grading the Minnesota Vikings first round of the 2024 NFL Draft. And all I have to say is this: what a day for the Minnesota Vikings. Just makes me feel happy for all the diehard fans out there, as I feel like this was an absolute A-plus draft for Minnesota. So coming up on today's show, we're going to be breaking down J.J.McCarthy, then also breaking down Dallas Turner, go over the trade details on both trades, and just giving you guys my thoughts on both of the deals, as I think this was an absolute win for Minnesota. The fact that you were able to keep on to that 2025 first-round pick and still get the number one edge rusher in this year's draft, in my opinion, and also go get potentially the quarterback of the future in J.J. McCarthy. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I'm giving it an A+, but let me know what you guys have to say before I dive into my takes around both prospects. Grade the Vikings draft so far. Give me an A, B, C, D, or F down in the comments section. As you guys already know, my grade is no doubt an A+ for Minnesota. But let me know your guys' thoughts down below. A, B, C, D, or F. Curious to see what you guys have to say. But we're going to first off start with J.J. McCarthy, as I thought this was an absolute A+. The fact that you weren't having to trade up to picks 4 or picks 5 in this year's draft, and you were still able to land the Michigan quarterback, I mean, 2 claps to Kwesi Adofo-Mensah on that one. And listen, a little bit of breakdown for J.J. I understand there are concerns. There are cons to him. You know, didn't really have too much experience throwing the ball in college, because that's not what Michigan asked him to do. But my overall take with JJ, just because Michigan didn't ask him to do it doesn't mean he can't. And the pros with McCarthy just jump off the screen. I mean, the potential aspect of him turning 21 years old just in the month of January. So he'd be 22 next January. I mean, I just think he has so much time to keep developing his game. Also got great playmaking ability. I think he's very underrated outside the pocket. And also the biggest reason, he's been a winner at all 3 levels. I mean, dating back to even middle school football, where he was winning 7-on-7 national championships back in the suburbs of Chicago, and then being at Nazareth Academy for 3 years in high school, transferring to IMG, winning 2 state championships. Like, he has only lost 3 games as a starter since his freshman year of high school. Think about that. 3 games since his freshman year of high school. I think it just speaks to the leader and just the overall winner that he is. But, the second line you guys see on here right now is J.J. McCarthy. He has the maturity and intangibles that coaches covet at that position. Like, if you had the overall make a quarterback, in terms of the intangibles off the field, J.J. McCarthy is that guy. Well-spoken at the podium, always takes accountability, and that's why I'm the biggest fan of him, coming from LaGrange Park, Illinois. And fun fact here, actually, JJ and I went to the same high school. When I was a senior at Nazareth Academy in Chicago, Illinois, he was a freshman at the time. And I remember seeing it for myself. Like, we heard about this kid when he was coming to, Naz at the time, and everybody was kind of blown away at just overall how mature he was. And obviously he has a whip of an arm. And I think people undervalue, his arm a lot, because I think people just view him as maybe like a game manager, as a check down guy, and I just totally disagree. I think J.J. McCarthy can be so much more than that, and the thing I love about McCarthy is that he is going to have time to sit. Like, it's not like he has to be thrown into the fire right away, and, having to play year 1, game 1, week 1, you have the ability to sit behind Sam Darnold. And I think that's going to be the biggest benefit to him, just continuously, to develop. So for me, I give this a pick an absolute A+, mainly because the fact you didn't have to give up 3 first-round picks to get him. You still were able to make a selection at 17 with the trade with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we'll dive into that here in a second. But guys, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We're going to have a video out for every single Vikings draft pick remaining, closing in on 25,000 subs. It's been an absolute whirlwind here at the channel, and I just appreciate all the support we have gotten. So if you guys haven't already, I would appreciate it, but hit that sub button. So let's go back in time here a little bit, talking about how the Vikings got here. How did they get that 23rd pick with the Houston Texans? They did give up 188 and a future second, but then they were able to trade back up into the first round, had to jump 1 pick with the New York Jets. As I was actually saying on the live show earlier today, I was like, what if the Jets decide to take a quarterback? Vikings did not take that risk, and they sent 11, 129, and 157. But then they traded back up into the first round to go get the edge rusher out of Alabama, Dallas Turner. And we'll dive into Dallas Turner a little bit more here in a second, but these were the trade details for the Minnesota Vikings trading back up. But I first off want to tell you guys about today's sponsor, and that is Game Time. If you guys check out Game Time, the best ticket purchasing app out there, and use promo code ChatSports on your first purchase, we're going to hook you guys up with $20 off. That's CHATSPORTS. Use that promo code ChatSports. We'll hook you guys up with $20 off your first purchase. The Twins, their season's going on right now. If you guys want to go see a Twins baseball game, or maybe even try to strike a ticket to a Timberwolves playoff game as well, and you guys want $20 off, that promo code right there, Chat Sports, is the easiest way to do so. Anytime I am going to a event that requires buying a ticket, this is the app I use. So make sure you guys do use promo code Chat Sports for $20 off your first purchase. Let's break down Dallas Turner to wrap up today's show. If I had to give this selection a grade, I'd give this an A+ as well. And I am just so thrilled with the job that Kwesi Adofo-Mensah has done in the NFL draft. The fact that you were able to get, in my opinion, the second best quarterback in this year's draft class and the number one edge rusher in Dallas Turner and J.J. McCarthy, it was an absolute fleece job and an absolute clinic put on by Kwesi in this year's draft class. I mean, you lost Danielle Hunter in free agency. How do you replace him? You go sign Jonathan Grenard, and you go draft this absolute beast of a human being in Dallas Turner, the edge out of Alabama. But a little bit on Turner. Tom Downey here. He does a great job covering the NFL draft here for Chat Sports. He had Turner as his number 1 overall edge rusher and his number 10 overall prospect in this year's draft class. He still has a lot of room to get better against the run, but in the limited, film I've watched on Turner, I think he actually sets the edge pretty well. But he is a freak athlete, and he plays bigger than his size, and he's got really long arms that can help convert his speed to power. But overall, I absolutely love this move. The thing I also love with the fit with Brian Flores is he's versatile. He can drop back in the coverage. He can go play multiple positions. He can bring him in the inside and rush the interior, offensive lineman for the other team, the guard center spot. He has that ability. But also, he's great in coverage, which is what I love about Turner. And look at his age. He's 21 years old. J.J. McCarthy's 21 years old. These are, I don't want to call them developmental picks because I think Turner will play a lot year one, but man, coming in at 6'2", 247 pounds, I absolutely love this pick. I think he's going to really work out for Minnesota. That's why overall this draft for the Minnesota Vikings knocked that out of the park. I got to give it an A+. But guys, I do want to tell you guys to follow me on Twitter. That's the Twitter handle @PatSeeps. I'm be tweeting about the Minnesota Vikings all year long, as I'm already foaming at the mouth to get that first preseason game to go see J.J. McCarthy, see Dallas Turner, just play ball for Minnesota. It was a great draft. It was a great time. But again, make sure you guys are subscribed. Give me a follow on Twitter. See you guys next time. SKOL Vikes.